What a great day to cut some oak logs. I got some fantastic sleep last night, but I had this crazy dream I was trapped in a castle with this terrifying monster. Oh well, at least it was only a dream. Welcome back everybody. We are just going to AFK here at the oak logs for a little bit and try to get a little extra GP. While we're sitting here, we're going to go over our game plan. My next long-term goal for the series is to complete the quest Swan Song. In order for us to complete Swan Song, we have a lot of quests and quest points we have to get done, as well as getting some levels up. I'm going to go ahead and put up the quest points and level requirements for you guys so you can check out what we have to get. I'll most likely be doing a lot of AFK leveling, just because leveling isn't the most interesting content. If there is anything significant, I will screenshot it, put it in here for you guys, but we're going to try to get these levels knocked out and move forward towards our goal for the Swan Song. And before we get started, let's check out what we ended up with last episode. So after beating Creature of Frankenstein, we ended up unlocking a total of 16 chunks. We left off with 21,291 GP and a total level of 273. But with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So in order for us to complete Swan Song, we need 62 cooking and 62 fishing for those level requirements. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that, and I will check back in with you guys once we have some total levels for our chunk unlocks or any significant leveling for either fishing or cooking. I'm not sure how long we're going to do this, but we're just going to try to grind it out the best we can and get some of these levels knocked out. We just got 11 fishing, that put us at 285 for a chunk unlock. And there we have 20 fishing. So we have a chunk unlock, and while we're training fishing and cooking, I think we're just going to go ahead and unlock this chunk. We can do some fly fishing here and cooking on the fire at the same time. That's going to help us level them both up pretty quickly. Also, we need to unlock this chunk along with several other of these chunks for one small favor. So we're going to go ahead and get that chunk unlock out of the way now and just go ahead and officially unlock the Barbarian Village chunk. So 17 fishing just put us at 300 total for another chunk unlock. We're going to be getting quite a few chunk unlocks because these levels are going to go pretty quick. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to store these chunks, and we're going to get a bunch of them stacked up most likely because there's going to be a lot of AFK grinding. So I'm going to store these chunks up, just come back and like notify you guys on chunk unlocks and major like level openings, and then we are going to go to the map and really evaluate what we need just for the best progression possible so we're not wasting chunks and we can get stuff done efficiently. But that's what we're going to do. 300's one chunk, so we are at 1 right now, and we'll keep stacking those up. We just got 26 cooking, so that puts us at 315 for another chunk. That is 2 chunks that we have banked up. And there's 36 fishing, which puts us at 330 total level for another chunk unlock. Alright guys, welcome back. As you can see, there is no snow on the ground, and that is because I started this series originally in February of this year, and it is now 4 months later. Life kind of took over, some things happened, and I did not have enough time to work on this account. I do want to get back into it. And I have a little game plan for us. I had to go back and review the clips from 4 months ago just to see where we were at. And Swan Song was our goal, our long-term goal. But we do need 100 quest points for that and a lot of other levels. As you can see, we are at 344. Our next chunk unlock is at 345. That'll put us at 4 total chunks that we have banked up. We need a total of 6 chunks to unlock so that we can complete the quest Animal Magnetism. And that's going to be our next little goal that we're going to be working towards. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get 42 cooking since we're so close to put us at 345. That'll put us at 4 total chunk unlocks. And then for the 2 other chunks that we need, I am going to start working on Slayer. So for animal magnetism, we need 18 Slayer and 30 ranged. And as you can see, we are at 20 ranged and 9 Slayer. We also need to unlock Birthorp to get Turadel for animal magnetism. There's also some other quests that we need the Birthorp chunk unlocked for, so we're going to go ahead and unlock that. But I think Turadel, we're going to try to level up our Slayer through him. If not, we also have Mauritania where we can try to level up Slayer. I don't know how easy or difficult this is going to be to get 9 levels since we have so few chunks to train in. Hopefully we get lucky with tasks, but our goal is get 42 cooking. We're going to drop fishing and cooking for right now, and then we're going to stock up to start Slayer and see if we can get those 2 chunks to unlock to start the quest Animal Magnetism. Alright, so we just got 42 cooking. We are at 345. That puts us at 4 chunks. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish cooking up this inventory just so we have a little bit of food for Slayer. And then after this is cooked up, we're going to go gear up and see if we can get some Slayer levels and some range levels. We're all geared up to start training Slayer. We got range gear on here, and then we bought a bunch of Mithril arrows just because I figured we'd lose a lot while training since we don't have the accumulator yet. But we do need to unlock Birthorp still. We just got that 4th chunk. We're going to go ahead and spin that one now. So if we can, we're going to go ahead and hop over to the map. And we need to unlock this chunk right here. So we'll need this Birthorp chunk for some questing later on. Also, our Slayer Master is right there. So let's go ahead and unlock that. We'll take that back to 3 chunks we have banked up. And let's see if he can give us some tasks, and hopefully we can complete them. It's probably going to be slow, but we'll see what we can do. So we unlocked that chunk. We are now back to 3 chunks in the bank, and we are going to start Slayer. So let's get at it. So for our first task, we have to kill 32 monkeys. And unfortunately, I did not plan on unlocking any of these tiles. I went through a lot of different ideas, and I think the best one is just going to be to unlock this chunk and this chunk. I was originally going to just unlock Brimhaven so we can get the house portal, train construction, and then just move our house here to teleport instead of using these chunks. In order for us to do that, we would have to have 40 construction, and that means we would have to purchase a house and then train construction in Remington. And in order to get to Remington, we would have to unlock some other chunks that were kind of unnecessary, adding to our chunk count. If we just unlock the volcano chunk, we can teleport to the fight pits, and then we can just walk west and unlock the Brimhaven chunk. That way we still have access to Karamja, and we can just use that as our teleport, because we will be needing to complete Shiloh Village, along with a few other quests in this area, and that's just going to be the easiest teleport option, I think. I planned on using Elite Void and a few other items in order to complete our goal of 1 Chambers of Xeric, but the way things are going right now, it's hard telling what's even going to happen later on by the time we get to that point. By unlocking this chunk as well, we do have access to the fight pits, so we might end up needing to get a fire cape anyway and changing up our game plan. So I think this is a safe bet. It's only 1 chunk extra. We can do our Slayer task of monkeys, and then we just have our route to Karamja, so we don't have to worry about a teleport to get there later when we need it for the quests. Right now we're sitting on 3 chunks in the bank, so I think we're going to go ahead and unlock the volcano and Brimhaven so we can complete our task of 32 monkeys, hopefully get a better task in an area that we have unlocked so far, and I'm hoping this doesn't bite us in the butt later. But for now, these are the 2 chunks. That puts us down to 1 chunk left in the bank. That means we're going to have to get some more levels in order to complete Animal Magnetism, but these are just issues we're going to have to deal with. So let's see how it plays out for us. Let's get back into the game and finish this Slayer task. We managed to complete the 32 monkey kills, so let's see what he assigns us next. 43 ghosts. We should be able to get that done. Let me do some thinking and looking on the map, and then we'll see what we have. Alright, we should be able to do Ghosts in the Vark sewers. I actually forgot we had that chunk unlocked. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been on this character, but checked out the map. We have the sewers. There should be ghosts down there that are relatively easy. That last task of 32 monkeys, we ended up getting a Slayer level, a range level, and a hit points level. You can probably see it right here, actually. There you go. So we're working our way towards it. We got 2 in a row that we can do. This one, we didn't even have to waste a chunk unlock. So looking good so far. Let's see if we can get that 18. But down here fighting these ghosts and their spooky behaviors. Christopher Walken fighting ghosts. But in reality, fighting these ghosts got us to 360 total level, which is a chunk unlock. That bumps us up to 2 chunks in the bank. And we've also gotten quite a few combat levels and Slayer levels while we were at it. So we're at 2 chunks banked up, and we are about 17 ghosts away from finishing up this task. The ghosts have been slain, and we actually got quite a few levels from that. One more ghost would have put us at 15 Slayer, so this is going a lot quicker than I thought it would. We're about to be 18, I'd say, on the next task, if not the one after that. But let's head over to the Slayer Master and see what he has for us next. Here we are for what's hopefully our last Slayer task, at least for the 18 requirement. 33 cows. Okay, great, because you know what? We actually need to do something here. Alright, so we we're gonna need more chunks than I anticipated to complete this quest, but it's alright because this is all about learning and it's all about figuring this out. So we have 2 banked chunks right now, and we need 18 Slayer. We also need to kill cows. So we are gonna go over to our map and check this out. So we need to unlock this chunk to kill cows. We also need this chunk for one small favor, because eventually we need to talk to the farmer here, I believe, in order to complete that quest. So this chunk needs to be unlocked anyway. And also for animal magnetism, we need 1 hard leather. And by unlocking this chunk, technically we can get that item by creating it. So instead of buying it, we will need to kill a cow and then tan that thing and get the required items for animal magnetism. So we kind of need this chunk as it is, and that worked out. So what we're going to do is we have 2 banked chunks. We're going to unlock the cows, and we're also going to unlock a chunk for one small favor. So we have officially used that chunk. That makes 1 chunk in the bank, and we are going to go knock this out. So I will be back with you guys probably after this task. That cow task went super quick, just as I expected, and I kinda underestimated because they're really not that much experience. So it's gonna take us a few more trips, but worth it. And we got all these cow hides, so we will definitely have enough for quests later on down the road for like hard leather and stuff like that. But let's see what he gives us next. Can we get lucky enough to not have to unlock a chunk? 38 banshees. Okay, great. I'll be honest with you guys, I can't remember where banshees are located, so this might be an issue. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to check the map, see what we have, and I will be back with you once I figure out what we have going on. When I started this series, I went through and I did some research, what quests would we needed, and I kind of picked out chunks on the map beforehand of what I thought would be the best and the least amount in order to get to our goal of beating the Chambers of Xeric at the end. So after looking it up and feeling like an idiot because I definitely knew where Banshees were, they are located in the Slayer Tower, and that is another chunk I did not plan on unlocking. There are some chunks that I found when I made this list that we don't actually need. I don't really know yet though because there's so many snags that we've came across already that I mean anything could happen at that point. But I think there's a few chunks we can save I just really don't want to spend another chunk on the Slayer Tower if we only need it for one task when we have 3 Slayer levels to get. I did about 15 minutes of cutting oak logs just so we can get a little extra cash while I was thinking on what we were going to do. In the meantime, while I was doing that, I actually got us a woodcutting level, so that bumped us up to 368. But we're going to go ahead and sell some of these off. Actually, we're going to sell all of them off. And while we're on the way to the GE, I ended up deciding to go ahead. I think we're going to unlock the Slayer Tower and do the Banshees because unfortunately that's probably going to be the easiest option other than Twisted Banshees, and I don't plan on going into that area at all. At least as of right now, I don't have any chunks planned for there. While I was cutting these oak logs, I was checking out the map that I already pre-laid out before I started the series, and so far we've made some pretty drastic changes compared to what I thought we would be doing. Our goal for this series was to complete Chambers of Xeric in the least amount of chunks possible, and I've already added some chunks that I definitely did not have planned. The Slayer Tower was not one of the chunks that I had planned originally, but while looking at the map, I think there are a couple chunks I can take away over in the Prif area that may not be necessary. I'm not entirely sure until we get to that portion of our series here, because this is only episode 2 and I've already ran into some issues and ran into some chunk problems that I didn't think would even happen. So who knows where we'll end up by the time we get over to Prif. Before we go do the Slayer task, while I was AFK in those oak logs, we ended up getting a clue nest. So let's go ahead and see if this is a clue that we can complete. Aggie's house in Draenor Village and search the wardrobe in the northern wall. I don't think we have that chunk. We can check real quick. Aggie's house should be right along the edge. I think that's Aggie's house. We might be able to do that. Let's go ahead and head over to Draenor and see if we can make this clue happen. The chunk actually splits right down the middle right here, so we just barely squeezed through and we were able to search this wardrobe. So hopefully this is either a casket, which I doubt, or another clue step that we can complete. There's a clue step, and located in Father Ernie's house in Lumbridge Swamp. That sounds like another one we can do, so I will see you guys when we get down there. And here we are. Let's go ahead and search the bookcase and see what we get. One more clue, come on. We can do this one as well, the Doomsayer. So we just have to go to Lumbridge. So I'll see you guys in Lumby. Let's go ahead and talk to this cool cat out here and see if we get another clue. Come on. Don't do it to us now. Search the chest by Fred the farmer's bed in the house northwest of Lumbridge. Fred the farmer's bed. Let's check the map and see. I don't think we can get there, guys. Fred the farmer's right here, I think. And I don't anticipate us using that chunk. I'm not entirely sure. We might have to drop this one. I'll hold on to it for now, but I think we're out of luck on this one. Turns out we actually do need this chunk, and we do need Fred the Farmer for the quest One Small Favor. And we have one chunk left in the bank. I'm going to risk it and go ahead and unlock Fred the Farmer's chunk. We're going to need it anyway for One Small Favor. We might as well just go ahead and unlock it. But I'm really hoping I didn't just waste the chunk for us to get another clue step that we can't complete. But in the meantime, we will go over to the map. We just unlocked Fred the Farmer's chunk, so we're officially out of bank chunks. But we are going to go ahead, we're going to walk up there, and then we're going to see if we get the casket. Here we are, it's the moment of truth. Come on, give me the casket. Oh, look at us, we got the casket. It's probably not going to be worth it, but reward casket easy. Let's see what we got. All right. We're going to go ahead and bank that sweet steel pickaxe we just got along with these air runes and go finish up this task. I ended up buying an enchanted gem. Let's go ahead and throw that in the inventory. We'll bank that and that. We're out of chunks, but the good thing is we still need 3 more Slayer levels, and we need to level up our combat and stuff. Everything's going to go pretty quickly. So, although we are out of chunks and we still have a lot more to buy before we can complete the quests that we want to complete, I don't think it'll be too much of an issue that we wasted it just for the easy clue reward. And like I said, it wasn't really a waste either. We still need that for one small favor, so... Granted, we spent it early. We got 543 coins worth of stuff, but it was needed, so wasn't too bad of a loss, I guess. But I'll be back with you guys once we get done with this challenge, or we get something remarkable that I can clip for you. So it turns out we're actually not going to be doing that Slayer task, because if you remember correctly, I spent that chunk in order to unlock Fred the Farmer's chunk. So now we have 0 chunks left, and the Slayer Tower is still locked. So we are 7 levels away from getting another chunk. What I'm going to do while we're here in Canvas, we are going to need hard leather, I believe, for animal magnetism. I think it's just 1 hard leather, but I think you can tan it in this store right here. One of these guys. Oh, it's over here, I think. Yep, this guy right here. I'm pretty sure we can tan it here. That way we don't have to unlock the Alcarid tanning station, and we can save us a trip since we walked all the way over here and then realized right before that we still can't use the Slayer Tower. So, I've never actually tanned anything from this guy. Hard leather. I need, alright, 5 coins. Not bad, my man. Alright, so we have a hard leather for the quest. At least this trip wasn't a waste. So I'm going to go probably do some fishing and cooking to get those 7 levels, and then I will meet you guys back when we can actually use the Slayer Tower. I ended up fishing and cooking until 45. That put us at 374, and both having 45. That's just a smooth, clean number. So what I did was I came over, killed a few goblins to get 1 attack level. So that put us at 9 attack to hit our 375 mark for the chunk we needed to unlock the Slayer Tower. So we are going to go ahead and swap over to the map and unlock the Slayer Tower so that we can complete our Slayer task. So we went from 1, but we are back down to 0 chunks in the bank, but that's alright because it's going to start picking up again. We're going to switch over back from skilling to Slayer and knock out that 18 Slayer we need. So I'm sitting here killing these banshees, trying to get 18 Slayer so we can complete our quests. And I'm thinking to myself about like chunks we need for the future and the items and stuff to work towards and all that good stuff. And it just occurred to me, I don't know how cheap we're gonna have to go with this build, or how much money we're gonna accumulate, or how lucky we're gonna get with everything, but there was a level, by the way. We just got 17 Slayer, nice, 1 more to go. But it just occurred to me that we unlocked the Slayer Tower. So if we ever get to the point to where we need an Abyssal Whip, we're gonna have to get 85 Slayer in order to get that by the drop rate. And the way it's going right now, and what I'm playing out in my head, it's gonna be a long journey. I didn't really think about that before I unlocked this chunk, but if we're gonna stay true to our word, we're gonna have to get it by the drop rate if that's the route we have to go. So hopefully we make a bunch of money somehow in a chunk, or we can figure something else out and we don't have to go super cheap with the Abyssal Whip. But just thoughts going through my head. I think we we really screwed up if that's the route we have to go, because it's gonna take a while to get the 85. We just got 30 ranged and 25 hit points. 30 range just put us at the threshold for our level for animal magnetism. Now all we need to do is get 18 Slayer. Unfortunately, RuneLight's saying we have 8 Banshees left until we have 18 Slayer, and we only have 7 left on task. So we're gonna have to get at least one more task to do and probably kill one more monster, depending on what that is. Hopefully it's one we have in a chunk and we just luck out. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But we have 7 Banshees left and we're going to head that way and find out. Unfortunately, Runelight was right. We have 21 experience until level 18. That really sucks because we got the 30 while we were there. Would have been nice to get that on that task, but we need a new one, so let's see what kind of assignment he's got for us. 48 bears. That is very possibly convenient. I can think of a bear right now, but is it in the chunk? Because, nope. There should be a bear right in here, but we don't have those chunks unlocked. So, what I'm going to do is some Googling and see if there's any bears in chunks that we need. And then I will be back with you guys to get that 20 some odd experience to get our 18 Slayer. So hang tight. This is really helping me with my game knowledge. We had a bear this whole time inside of a chunk, and I did not even think about this bear. And I'm fairly certain in episode 1 I even mentioned something about this bear. If you haven't watched episode 1, go back and watch that. But I mentioned something about these bears while we were catching imps. And I'm wondering if this counts. Right behind the fence, we can safe spot it. If that's the case, let's check here. Does it say a specific bear? 48 bears. So this should count, right? Let's see if it does. If this counts, then we should be good to go and have 18 Slayer. I'm just going to leave you guys here. Watch this. Oh, look at that. DPS. We can't be stopped. And there it is. Look how sweet. 18 Slayer. We got it knocked out. So we have all of the level requirements to complete our quest. So now we're going to head back to the bank and we are going to get our head straight and see what all we need to do to complete animal magnetism. I know we still have to do Ernest the Chicken quest and I'm not sure what all that entails. And I also know we still need chunks unlocked. I can't think off the top of my head right now. I think there's 2 or 3 maybe. But we do not have any chunks in the bank banked up right now. So we are going to have to do some leveling. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be back with you guys in a bit. I'm going to gear up for what we need to do next, and then I will let you know. We're back at the map, and we ended up checking out the wiki to see what we had left to get. We need 5 iron bars, and we do have this chunk unlocked right here. That means we have the capability to make those iron bars ourselves, so we need to get our mining and smithing level up so we can do that. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because we have 75 total levels we need to get before we can unlock the necessary chunks to complete our quests. We need to unlock these 2 chunks right here to get the necessary echo tokens. We need to unlock this chunk right here so that we can speak to the old crone. We need to unlock this Remington chunk right here so we have a house teleport. Also, we need this minefield right here so that we can create the magnet. And last but not least, we need the Drainer Manor chunk just so we can even start these quests. With that being said, I'm going to jump down here, start getting on our mining and smithing, get those levels up, get the iron bars made, and then we're going to start working on some total levels so we can get these chunks unlocked and start completing our quests. Real quick, while we're still in Vark, we're going to go ahead and buy our house. That way we have that out of the way and we can go ahead and teleport there whenever we're ready. We just got 3 smithing. That actually put us at 390 total level for a chunk unlock. I didn't realize we were that close, so we already have one of our chunks unlocked. That means we only have 4 more chunks left to get already, so I'm going to get back to mining and smithing, and I'll be back with you guys shortly. These bronze maces are only selling for 58 GP in the Grand Exchange. I'm going to go ahead and bank these anyway, just because every penny counts. Also, while we're in the Grand Exchange, we're going to take this black pickaxe and these black plate legs out that we found in the first episode. We're going to go ahead and drop these. After talking to some people that watched the first episode, I agree. It's closer to the Iron Man experience if we drop those on the ground and don't utilize them. Whether or not we intentionally got them from other players, it's still pretty close to help from other players, and we want to do this on our own. So it's just a pair of black plate legs and a black pickaxe, but still makes a difference. So we're gonna get back to it. We just got a random event. We went ahead and did it. So let's see what emote we get. We got the zombie walk emote. That is not the right thing. There we go. Check us out. We just hit a smithing level and that put us at 398 total. And that puts us at over 300,000 total experience. I guess you can say that's a decent chunk of experience we have so far. Get it? Because it's a chunk locked account. Alright, I'll see myself out. We just got 9 smithing. That puts us at 405 total level. That means we only have 3 more chunks to go, and then we are ready to do our quests. So let's get back to it. So we just got a book of knowledge from a random event while we were mining. I think we're just going to throw it into construction for right now. We're going to need some construction levels later on anyway, and I don't really know what else to use it on. It's only 15 experience, so we just got 15 construction XP. We just finished up our 15 smithing requirement with a clean 15 and 20 mining. That gave us quite a few levels. We are only 3 away from another chunk unlock. Our next thing to get on the list is a set of polished buttons. So we're going to head down to the ham hideout and see if we can't pickpocket some. That took us probably about 2 minutes tops, but we got our buttons. Go ahead and polish those bad boys, and that's another thing off of the list. Right now, we're only 3 levels away from unlocking another chunk. That'll put us at 3 stored up, and then we will have only 2 left to get. What I'm going to do is train some fletching, and we're probably going to get a woodcutting level while we're doing that. I'm just going to knock out these levels real quick, get those 2 chunks, and then I'm going to come back whenever I have all 5 chunks, and we'll go to the map, and we'll unlock what we need to unlock, and we'll go from there. So I'll see you guys whenever I have all these chunks for us. There's a total level of 450, putting us at the 5 chunks needed. We ended up training some fletching for the first 20 levels. We ended up getting a woodcutting level from that, and then I decided to go and do some combat real quick just to speed things up. So here's the levels, check those out real quick, and then we're going to hop over to the map and unlock those chunks. There's 5 chunks sitting in the bank right now. We have to unlock these 2 chunks right here, so there's 2. We will unlock the Old Crone, which is 3. We need the Remington chunk, is 4. And finally, the Drainer Manor chunk. That puts us back down to 0 chunks stored up, but I think that's all we have left to do chunk-wise, now that we can complete these quests. We still have to get some iron bars and possibly a few other things, but let's go check out what we need and hopefully get started on these quests. Now that we have these iron bars, I think I finally have everything we need gathered to do animal magnetism. Before we do that though, I got these 2 bird's nests while I was training our levels to get the chunks unlocked. Let's see what this beginner clue is and if we can complete it. Western Falador hairdresser. I'm fairly certain we don't have that unlocked. We do not, and I don't think we're going to be unlocking that anytime soon. So we'll go ahead, we'll hold on to it for now, but we are not going to be doing that. Let's see what seeds we get. Banana tree seed. Alright, well, let's bank that stuff up and get ready to go complete these quests. There's Ernest the Chicken completed. Now on to animal magnetism. I think I have everything we need to complete animal magnetism. I'm going to go give this a try, see how difficult it is, and I'll be back with you guys whenever it's done. And there we go. Animal magnetism is finally completed. Here we go, the first time we get to wear one of our Avas devices. And check that out. It might be a small victory, but this is a good upgrade towards our goal of getting the 1 KC of Chambers of Xeric. The completion of this quest is going to be the end of episode 2. I'm not sure what our objective is going to be in episode 3, but I'm going to continue to level. We're going to need to get a lot of chunks unlocked, so most likely the next episode will be a lot of leveling and a lot of chunk unlocking, just so we can keep working towards our goal of completing Swan Song. I've already had to change my game plan up, and this is only the second episode. I'm sure in episode 3 we're going to have our fair share of problems, but we'll continue to tackle them like we did in this episode, and we're going to keep plugging along to our goal of completing 1 KC of Chambers of Xeric. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you could, please like this video, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. Also make sure you leave a comment in the video of anything that you'd like for me to see or anything that you think I can do better. I want to make sure I'm staying on track to creating content that you guys enjoy. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in episode 3.